Hey guys, hope you're having a great week. Here we are in compensation plan week. So we're going to be talking about Young Living's compensation plan like we talked about yesterday. We're going to be diving into the different details about the compensation plan, how to maximize the compensation plan, and really break down the basics. How to understand the ins and outs of the plan and know really how to make the best amount of money with it. So today we're going to talk about something that I think is absolutely important to understand. And I think it's something that's often skipped over. We many times forget that we really need to understand the terminology of our compensation plan and the ranks and what it takes to become those ranks in order for the rest of the plan to really make sense. So today in today's video, we're going to be talking about the terminology and the ranks. As we discuss this, I want you to visualize your organization. It could be 500 people. It could be just you. Visualize your organization. One thing that I tell my team is take out a whiteboard, a big piece of paper, buy some poster boards, whatever it may be, and you're going to actually create your organization. So if your goal is to get to executive, as we're learning about these different things, map out what it's going to take. If your goal is to get to silver, do the same thing. Map it out. Put numbers. So if you know you need a leg and you need a certain amount of people in that leg, write those numbers down. Write out exactly what it is so you can visualize what your organization is going to look like when you get to that certain level. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, in this video, we're going to be talking about the terminology from the compensation plan and the ranks. Write these things down, learn them. This is super important, and it's very often not talked about. It's not taught. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, first off, this is not going to be something you're going to find on the compensation plan, but it is really important to understand. There's different types of compensation plans out there. Different companies have different types of plans. Now, you're going to see a binary plan, which is basically just a plan where you can have two legs and you're paid off of the weaker leg, right? That is not what Young Living offers. And you're also going to have a plan like Young Living where you can go out as wide and deep as you want to. And on this plan, you're paid a Unilevel commission. So that is your commission that you're paid. That's your base percentage. So our 8%, 4%, whatever it may be, that is your base commission that you're paid each month. Okay? This is Unilevel commission. Now, how does it work? It's simple. Someone signs up, they buy a product, you make a percentage depending on where they are in your organization. That's all you need to really know for now. We'll dive more into Unilevel commissions as we go throughout the videos this week, but that's really it. And why is it important? Because it's how we make money. You need to know how you're getting paid and what you're making. So as you're building out this organization and you're teaching others to do the same thing, you want to be able to explain this to them, okay? So the first thing that we're going to talk about is PV. So PV, in my opinion, is interchangeable for a few different things. The main thing and what Young Living says PV is personal volume, and that is the total number of volume of your personal orders. So the order that you place each month, that is your total PV amount. Okay. I also use it interchangeably for product and point value. The reason that I do this is because this is a universal currency. PV was created so that way the product has the same currency all across the world. So for instance, if you go to Australia and you buy a lavender oil, you're going to pay a different price than you pay for lavender oil in the United States. However, the PV is going to be the same. This is the currency that we use within the compensation plan. This is why we have PV, okay? So, again, this is huge to know. Every product. So let's say lavender you get 20 PV for. In Australia, you're going to get 20 PV. You're going to make the same amount of money off of that 20 PV anywhere in the world, okay? So that is what it is. This is the universal currency within network marketing, MLMs. This is the way to do it. It's one consistent point. Every product is assigned a value, and that's what you're paid off of, okay? Now, remember, speak in PV and not dollars. So many times I hear people say you need to spend $100 a month. That's not always true. So what I do is I always tell people you need to spend about 100 PV, or that's about $110 to $120 depending on your products and different things. And then I let them see that. Now, Remember that, because as you start to grow in your organization and you're talking in dollars, it starts to get a bit confusing. Even I do it sometimes, and so it definitely can be confusing. But try to talk and train your mind in PV. When you're talking about making money, when you're talking about volume, when you're talking about goals, focus in saying and talking in PV. Okay? OGV, this is the next one. So organization group volume. This is pretty simple. This is basically the monthly volume of your entire organization. So anyone underneath you, your entire organization, this is the volume. So whatever they purchase, including your purchase, this has no limit. So all the way down, it could go 100 legs down and it still is going to contribute to your overall or organization group volume. And this is huge to know because this does help with rank advancement. And as we talk about ranks a bit later, we'll talk about OGV and the requirements to rank up. So OGV is definitely a huge factor in what it takes to rank up in the compensation plan. Okay. The next is PGV. Now, this is personal group volume. The monthly volume in an organization, excluding any silver or higher rank volume and any qualifying legal volume. Okay. So basically, what this means, and a lot of people get confused with this. So, like it says in the next note, this is very hard for most people to understand, but it's important to know because it really makes a difference. So basically what this means is, let's say you are a silver and you have 5 legs underneath you and one of those legs become a silver. They now no longer count towards your personal group volume. They do count to your organization's volume, but they do not count towards your personal group volume. The only reason this is in place and why this happens is basically it stops people from getting lazy. It makes sure that your organization is growing and that they stay busy. You'll have some diamonds and above that you'll hear them say, they just place an order themselves so it qualifies them for their personal group volume each month because it's worth it. But you have to have a certain amount per rank, and we'll talk about that later. But you need to know what this means. And this is one where people get confused. The simple way to explain it is, once someone in your organization reaches silver or above, they no longer count towards your personal group volume. That's all you need to remember. Keep it simple. That's all there is to it. Okay, let's move forward. Next is legs and OGV. So once you hit the rank of executive and above, starting in executive, you have to have a leg requirement. Okay, a leg is simply someone directly under you. So if you sign someone up directly under you and you are their sponsor, that is one of your legs. Okay? Now, for example, once you get to executive, and we'll talk about this more, you have to have 2 legs with 1,000 OGV each. That means that leg has to have at least $1,000. Sorry, there I went again. I said it wrong. 1,000 in volume on their organization. Okay, so you need 2 legs with that. And again, we're going to talk about that in a second. But that's what that means when you see that. Simply, someone that you have sponsored needs to have a certain amount of volume under that specific leg. Okay. Now, let's talk ranks. This is not something that's talked about a ton. I think it's something that's super important to talk about. You need to know what it takes to get to each rank. So you sign up, you're now a distributor. This is pretty simple. Basically, as a distributor, you have 2 options. You can spend 50 PV a year, you have your distributorship or that wholesale account, purchase the product as you want, no problem. Or you spend 100 PV a month and you're now able to make a little bit of commission, make a bit of money, no big deal. Everyone signs up, they're a distributor. It's not really even a rank, but I still tell people about it. The first rank achievement, or the first thing that you achieve, is the rank of star. Okay, in order to become a star, you need to have placed 100 PV, so personal volume order, and have a total organization volume of 500. So that means within your group, you need to have at least 500 in volume. Okay, 100 of that can be yours, so you need to find 400 more. Okay, after star, you then go to senior star. Requirements are just a bit more. Still your 100 PV personal volume, This is the same from every rank. So in order to make a commission check and in order to qualify as these ranks, you have to spend 100 PV, okay? So 100 PV personal volume and then 2,000 organization volume. So that means you need to have another 1,900 within your group to qualify as a senior star, okay? After senior star, we go to executive. Executive is, again, just like we talked about, the 100 in personal volume. It now changes a bit, and there's one more requirement like we discussed. You now have to have a total of 4,000 organization group volume, so 3,900 more in addition to your 100. And out of that 4,000, you have to have at least 2 legs, so 2 people that you directly sponsored with a volume of 1,000. Okay? So 4,000 in total volume, and at least 2 of those 2 legs with at least 1,000 each. So out of those 2 legs, that would be 2,000. It doesn't matter where your other 2,000 volume comes from, but you have to have at least that. Okay. Next is what I call the leader ranks. This is where you start to become a leader. This is where you start to teach your team. You start to develop leadership qualities, and you really shift your focus from finding to more teaching, mentoring, helping. And so same thing in these ranks. Like I said, all of them are going to have your 100 PV. Now, silvers require that you have 10,000 in OGV. So 10,000 in organization group volume, 1,000 in your personal group volume. Okay. Now, this is what we talked about. Remember, at this point, if you don't have anyone that is silver or above in your group, don't even worry about this 1,000 because you're already going to have it. Just for anyone that breaks off of the 1,000, that breaks off from silver or above, does not count. So if you have a bunch of other silvers and you've been a silver for a really long time and you're just short in a leg or something, then it will bother you, but really you should be fine. Then the next is 2 legs with 4,000 each, okay? So just a reminder from here on out, gold and above, every rank, 100 PV. So you have to place the 100 personal volume. And from silver and above, you have the same requirement for PGV. So it's 1,000, okay? So to become a gold, you have to have a total volume of 35,000, and you have to have at least 3 legs with 6,000 each, okay? So again, 3 people that you directly sponsored that are directly under you have to have at least a volume of 6,000 each, and you have to have a total of 35,000. Platinum, same thing, but now you have to have 100,000 in OGV, organization group volume, and 4 legs with 8,000. So at least 4 legs with 8,000, okay? Now let's talk our diamond ranks. So to become a diamond, still the same thing, 100 PV requirement, but now you need 250,000 in OGV, and you need at least 5 legs with 15,000 each. Crown diamond is 750,000 OGV, and at least 6 legs with 20,000 each. And royal crown diamond is 1,500,000 OGV, and at least 6 legs with 35,000 each. Okay, these are the requirements for the ranks. These are absolutely important to understand. They're super great to have. You need to know these, write these down, memorize these numbers. Go to your website and reference it multiple times until you learn it. So that way you know how you're getting paid and how your business builders are going to get paid. This is what people want. This is what's going to help them grow a business. Take the time, learn the ranks, and learn the terminology. This is going to make a huge impact in your business, how you grow your business, and what you're doing, okay? So tomorrow we're going to have a different video. We're going to be diving more into the compensation plan. Watch this a couple times, really learn about it, learn what you need to know, ask questions if you have them. And remember, all of the numbers that we talked about, they're monthly. So every month, this is what you need to be working towards. It seems huge, start small. Increase your volume by 10 or 20 each day, and you will get there. Keep at it, work hard, stay focused, and you're going to see success. If you have questions, like always, let me know. Write comments below. Tell other people about the compensation plan. Practice sharing what we talk about each day with others and really master this plan. If you were working a normal 9 to 5 job, you would know exactly how much you got paid and when you get paid. It's the same thing here. Learn it, master it, know it, and share it. Have a great day, and we'll talk tomorrow.